Hi, I'm Reb Myron. I'm a minister through Pathways of Light, and I've been a Course in Miracles student for 40 years. I've been going through the manual for teachers, a paragraph at a time, and asking for clarity. And then I write down what comes to me. And so this is what I'm sharing with you today. So let's get started. I'm looking at section 17, how do God's teachers deal with magic thoughts? And I'm on paragraph 9. Madness but seems terrible. In truth, it has no power to make anything. Like the magic which becomes its servant, it neither attacks nor protects. To see it and to recognize its thought system is to look on nothing. Can nothing give rise to anger? Hardly so. Remember then, teacher of God, that anger recognizes a reality that is not there. Yet, yet is the anger certain witness that you do believe in it as a fact. Now is escape impossible until you see you have responded to your own interpretation, which you have projected on an outside world. Let this grim sword be taken from you now. There is no death. This sword does not exist. The fear of God is causeless, but his love is cause of everything beyond all fear, and thus forever real and always true. Let's assume that I feel a flash of anger because of something someone said to me. I then tell myself a story to justify this anger. And of course, the story is about how guilty that person is for making me angry. In order to maintain my own innocence, I must keep this person guilty. And as long as he's guilty and I am innocent, we are separate. If I see separation anywhere, I see myself outside God, which is wholeness. I am now a part of a closed system with no way to escape. My defense has become my prison. Anger is not a fact. It is not real. It is just a false interpretation of a fact. When I feel angry and do not question that anger, I'm saying that I believe in that interpretation. I'm teaching myself and all of the mind that I believe the ego is real. I believe that I have reason to fear God, who would have me lay down my sword and become defenseless before my enemy. Ego interpretation of this is that God is very angry with me for my betrayal of him and wants to see me dead. This is an endless cycle of pain, suffering, and death. Into this cycle of pain, God sends his teachers who shine a light into the darkened mind of his confused children. One by one, as they are ready, a book is put before them and they pick it up. Or an idea of light finds a place in the mind, and their willingness nourishes it until it fills them, and there's no room for the foolishness of separation beliefs. Maybe his teacher appears as a prophet or a guru, and those of his children who have reached a stage of readiness walk away from all they have known to seek the truth they glimpse in this one. I was talking to one of my children the other day about something that happened when they were young. My reaction at the time had been born of anger and fear. In the past, I would have felt such shame for my behavior that I would have been scrambling for excuses and people to blame. But all I said was that it used to be hard to be me. I look back on that lost soul and mostly feel only compassion for her confusion. She was so afraid of everything, and that fear often erupted as anger. But what else could she do? Her mind was a thick, impenetrable jungle of crazy thoughts which were fed by a deep underground reservoir of guilt that she didn't think about. She wandered this jungle in constant defense against the enemy she saw everywhere she turned. her only weapons, anger and projection. Into this tangled mess of thoughts that was her mind, a thought appeared and grew. What if everything I believe is wrong? That thought was a tiny little light in such a dark, dark place. I'm still amazed that it was able to persist and grow. Finally, it has become so clear that I'm beginning to realize that I have been fighting shadows. There was never anything there, just false beliefs appearing as real things. This wonderful truth is still hard to hold on to, but like the hymn goes, I was blind, but now I see. There is enough light in my mind now that even when I become frightened of something I see there, if I keep looking at it, I eventually see that it is nothing appearing as something, a shadow dissolving before the light. How could the answer have been so simple? God is love, and so he loves me. I am created like God, so I am love. I love him. There is only God, so I am him. There is only one, so you are me, and we are him. Everything else is a lie. Shadows taking form, nothing. Thank you so much for watching my video. And if you found it helpful, please like it. And if you haven't yet, subscribe. And I'll be back soon with another paragraph.